News with Davina Smith.
Good morning. First to breaking news that a titan of the Australian music industry, Michael Gudinski, has died. Nine's entertainment editor Richard Wilkins is with us. Dickie, I'm so sorry, because he was a mate of yours and everyone is really feeling it today.
Well, he was a mate of the Australian music industries. He really was. Michael knew everybody in the business and everybody knew Michael. If your phone rang and it said Michael Gudinski, you answered it.
You picked it up.
And that was the same around the world. Michael was known and loved and respected right around the world, not only as someone who was a champion of Australian music, but someone who brought, the international acts to Australia. He really, his tentacles, and I say that with love, touched every facet of the Australian business, and he was tireless, he was relentless, and he would never take no for an answer, and he loved the music and he was passionate about it, and we've lost a giant overnight.
The passion in particular for Australian music, Jimmy Barnes, Kylie Minogue, tell us some of those stories, because he really believed in Australian talent.
Well, he did, and he used to run dances and events when he was a kid for other kids, and some of them worked, some of them didn't, and eventually created the empire that exists today. But Michael formed Mushroom Records, which had a couple of hits and lots of misses in the early days. But then when he signed Skyhooks, living in the 70s, was a huge record, made a lot of money, and enabled him to fund a lot of other acts that wouldn't have necessarily got a break had he not had the wherewithal to do that. Mushroom became very successful. Then he signed Split Enz, a little band out of New Zealand, and I Got You became a huge hit, and they went all around the world. You mentioned Jimmy, of course. He sort of took off where Cold Chisel left off and masterminded Jimmy's solo career from working class man through to today. What an amazing career. Jimmy's never been busier, I don't think, if they'd just allow the punters to come to the gigs. So,
and that's his talent, but it's also Gudinski behind.
Of course. Well, Jimmy's a great talent, but they were best of friends, family friends, and Jimmy's obviously feeling a lot of pain today, but Michael also signed this young girl out of Neighbours and said, "Here, let's have a go at this song. It's called Locomotion." She said, "Oh yeah, how does it go?" Boom, 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 #1 hit. And then he said, "Go and see these guys in London. They're called Stock Aitken and Waterman." And Kylie would have made it anyway, as would have Jimmy, I guess. But she owes that lady there owes her career. I know she wouldn't disagree with me, as does Danny and Jason Donovan. Michael was the one who pushed them all the way to the top.
You're right, it's talent that would have made it anyway, but it's talent that probably got there faster and endured as long as it did.
Yeah, even today, Midnight Oil are on the road. Michael's one of the promoters of the tour, and through the whole COVID thing, he was very cunning at extracting money from the Victorian government to put on all those shows. He had the sound on the ABC and the music from the home front. He did 2021 Sounds Better Together. Michael. And all these acts, like Paul Kelly, the Saints, the Sports, Yothu Yindi, Kate Soprano, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Vicar and Linda, the Black Sorrows, so many wonderful artists owe so much to this man who's sadly left us.
Let's talk about COVID in particular, because never before had the industry faced such a challenge that it did, where entertainment venues were shut down. We're not just talking about artists who lost their work, but as you said, the riggers, the lighting technicians behind the scenes, and he believed in them, and he went out of his way last year to support them.
Well, he did, and no one knew, Michael Chugg, when they formed Frontier Touring back in the day and brought artists to Australia, they know the business from the bottom up, and Kylie and Ed Sheeran are going to be fine through the COVID. But it was, as you say, the truck drivers, the riggers, the sparkies, the security guys, the caterers, everybody from the ground up. And Michael was so keen to not only let everybody know that in uncertain terms, but also to try and get some live music happening and to keep it happening. And the fact that we are now coming out of this thing, he said confidently with his fingers crossed, and the music industry appears to be picking itself up as another great tribute to
testament to him,
to that man there.
Yeah, extraordinary careers. Dickie, thank you so much. I know it's not easy to talk about a mate, but
oh no, well he was a great man, and we all owe him a huge debt of gratitude for what he's done for this country and this country's music and its culture.
Yeah, thank you, and we thank him. Okay.